White Bear Lake has changed a lot in 10 years. There are more people and more cars, but what hasn't changed is Highway 96. It's so similar, Helen Doritza has no problem finding this spot again.
Spot where my 10-year-old, because the road is so narrow, got his bicycle tire caught in the gravel because there's no shoulder, and tumbled and ended up needing to go to the emergency room for stitches.
But Helen's son wasn't hit by a car. He simply crashed after being forced off the narrow shoulder.
Here on Highway 96, we've got a busy road with a narrow shoulder right here, traffic coming both directions. It's not even rush hour yet, it's about mid-afternoon. If it were rush hour, we wouldn't be able to walk right here right now safely.
Helen was overjoyed when she found out the state was planning to redo Highway 96. Trouble is, the initial design was more of the same, not an improvement.
Engineers have a process that they use where they're just accustomed to doing one thing, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to get their project done, in and out and gone, without looking at that this is more than a road just for cars to zip along.
Helen and her neighbors hoped to persuade the road engineers to reconfigure the street to be safer for people walking and biking, but learned that that process requires redesigns and variances. So did the folks who live along Poplar Bridge Road in Bloomington.
They didn't feel, even safe walking their dog along the street just because people were driving so fast around this curve that they were jumping the curb. They didn't feel safe just getting their mail from the curbside mailboxes because the traffic was whizzing by so close and so fast. One guy told me that he got clipped by a passing car while he was mowing his boulevard one day.
When the city council appealed to their engineers to change Poplar Bridge, the city thought it was having the road redone to make it safer. Instead, they just got a redo.
So they applied the state trunk highway guideline, which is 14 feet wide. And as a result, we're only left with like 3 feet on the shoulder. And when the city council saw what the result had been, we got so angry that we'd basically given staff direction to make this street bike friendly that we made them go back, tell the contractor to grind up the original stripes and redo it again.
At one time, building roads was easy. You count the cars and you add the lanes, but all those lanes started squeezing out transit riders and cyclists and pedestrians, and the process for making local roads suit local users got complicated with redesigns and appeals and variances. All of a sudden, neighbors and lawmakers started asking for a complete streets policy.
Then we wouldn't have to jump through flaming hoops figuring out how we reconcile the street design guidelines with the bike design guidelines, with the pedestrian design guidelines. The engineers would have a clear set of guidelines about how you reconcile the needs of all of these different stakeholder groups. And we'd know how to do it and get this right the first time.
Complete Streets is a common-sense design process that helps the Minnesota Department of Transportation respond to local needs and local commuters. It removes extra layers of process in an effort to make sure that we design and build roads right the first time. In White Bear Lake, MnDOT finally did change their plan. Helen just wished it hadn't taken so long and so much effort to make that happen. She hopes for the next road, a Complete Streets plan will be the starting point.
This is our crown jewel. This is the lake, and this is how we need to get around, and this is the only opportunity to take it and improve it.